make the leadership more accessible to you, have the board work for you. And that's the message that you heard from Serafin, the new president, that they're here to serve you, you know? And then you guys also have to figure out, okay, how can you serve your members? How can you help the RVP and RSR through RLDC achieve goals for the region? Because now you're part of it. You know, you're in there now to try to elevate things and change things. And how are you going to use that event? Remember, your event is going to, what's the experience you want to have? What do you want the members to walk away with? You're kind of now playing our shoes. And don't worry, we're here to coach and help and throw ideas around. Anybody else's goals they want to share?
I guess I can share mine. I mean, basically, since we are doing the ETLC, which is not exactly as a RLDC, but I guess providing the members the right combination of both technical knowledge and leadership knowledge and set of skills for them to excel as leaders. So that's something I'm going to be working on. We're going to have a technical track leader and then like share, and then the leadership share, so that they can both work together, providing the membership the right combination of those two.
That's a great goal to have.
So another one is, since we're doing it between Region 4 and Region 7, which ties with what I talked before about like getting the bigger picture, I just really want to embrace collaboration between those two regions. Since we're the whole east coast of the U.S., I think it's really good to have those kind of events where two regions can really work together and have like a great outcome. So that's something I'm really looking at.
And something that's really important for you guys, they know that the ETLC last year was a pilot program, and we're going to talk about this later, is roles and responsibilities. Those need to be clearly defined, because there were some issues that we kind of faced last year, understanding like who was in charge of what, who made decisions for what, but we need to make those very clear, and we'll talk about what those are and what a committee structure should look like. Any other goals? Yes.
One of the goals is having a better communication aspect between members, not just in our own chapter, but within the whole region. And hearing their ideas of past RLDCs, how they felt about them. So that way, when we host RLDC, it will be as a success as they want it to be, as opposed to being another failure and being another issue and not going next year. Having productive workshops that are actually attracting students to want to come to the workshops and not having students fall asleep at the workshops. Because that's one of the things that happens. If students fall asleep at the workshops, that means the workshop is not producing what it's supposed to be doing. So we need to have people that can produce a technical workshop that embraces the students to want to go and have more feedback from that workshop. Another thing is scheduling the RLDC around the university schedule for the undergraduates and the graduates. So that way everyone in the chapters can attend the regional leadership development conference, not just like 7 out of 12. And basically, just listen to weaknesses and strengths that happened in the past. So that way you can be a success.
Anyone else want to share this?
Yeah, well, the things that I can think of right now, they're more like goals or things that I want to include in my chapter. And for example, I want my chapter to make an impact in the region.
That's a great goal to have.
Because like every time I'll go to conference, national conference in Cincinnati, Washington, nobody will know where we are. It's a really small town, it's a small university, and I've been wanting to to make an impact in the region and the nation within SHIP. Also, I think the main reason that happens and nobody knows about us because we have a really strong team in Pan American, like really committed people, committed to SHIP, but they don't go beyond the chapter level. They stay at that level. They don't try to, like for example me, I was the first student, I believe, like in so many years that I was a vice RSR last year, and I try to encourage more people to go for it also this year. And so what I did, I was lucky like this year as chapter president, my e-board most of them are sophomores, so that way like I can teach them my experience and all of this, and they have, you know, they still have 2 to 3 years to go, so these good things will stay in the chapter, you know, like the chapter is not gonna die soon. That's my objective, and also to contribute, to try to like teach these to the entire region, so that way every single chapter in the region does kind of the same thing. To stay active.
Yeah, you touched upon the point that I kind of brought up, where like the engagement stops at kind of like at the chapter level. The loyalty is to the chapter, and that's fine. But and that's kind of like where I think Ship National is trying to, like I said, like again, like trying to have the ownership be like it's your membership to Ship National. You know, what do you want to do with it? It doesn't just stop when you graduate college. You know, we have a lot of opportunities as professionals. You know, and even graduate school if you want, and how to help you get through that, and you know, and so yeah, and we want to kind of start having the member think of like, okay, this is my membership. Yes, I belong to this chapter, and my loyalty is there, and you wear your ship colors of your chapter, and it's great. But on the bigger picture, you're not always going to be in college. You know, you're going to move on to professional, and then you're going to be loyal there, but then you may transfer to another job. You may transfer across the United States. But SHIP is a constant through all these chapters. The chapters may change, but SHIP is a constant to your life. So it's your membership and what you want to do with it. And you're right, a lot of it just stops there. And I think the RLDC is a great place to kind of show the big picture, how we're all interconnected. And this is kind of one thing. It's like we have, look at all of you, you're all from different places of the United States. And we're all sitting in this room. And you've never met, and you've never spoken to each other, yet you're all doing the same thing this year. You know, we're one. We're one team, one ship, one everything. You know? And I hope that you guys can become friends, and because you've gone through the trenches of preparing an RLDC, and maybe you'll run into your professional lives together one day. You know, and then that's really kind of like what SHIP is. Like, I ended up here because of SHIP. You know, I was a student, my background's in business management. I did RLDC and I needed an intern in the office, and so I was like, oh, I'll do it, sure, why not? You know, I was recommended by the RSR at the time. And now it's my career, and now I do it for a living. You know, and I get to interact with you guys, and I love it. You know, and I never knew even applying was a career, honestly. I was like, I wanted to be, you know, working in a corporation, leading a department, whatever. But I just ended up being here, and I love what it is. You know, but the constant in my life has been SHIP. You know, but it's for me, it's like the bigger thing, and it can be a stepping stone for something in my life greater. You know, wherever life may take me. But I now know so many people across the United States that I can call friends because of SHIP, and that's the opportunity that you all have here too, as this team. You know, I'm not saying you guys have to be friends. Trust me, you know, I mean, it's fine, but it's the opportunity of the networking that you now have between the six of you. So that's a great one to kind of have your chapter see the bigger picture. Anyone else?
I think that's really good key to have people knowing about SHIP nationally, other than just chapter level. Because most people in the chapter level are like, oh, I just ran for president. Cool. But there are other positions at national level. Like when I called, because I was going to run for RSR, for Region 1. And I called, and there was like 2 people running for it. I'm like, you know, it should be more like, oh, 7 people, because we have like so many students in the region. It should be like 10 or 12 want to go for that position.
So it's maybe that could be a goal also at the RLC, is breaking the perception like, oh my God, I can never be on the board. Any one of you in this room can be president of SHIP. Honestly. Any one of you in this room can be the president of SHIP one year. One day. If you really want it. It's in your power, it's in your future if you really want it. You can be the president of SHIP. It's not unattainable. Nothing is in this world unattainable if you really want it. You know, but it's breaking down those barriers.
Yeah. And I also think that there should be more chapter leaders that are not just for themselves, for the position title, but for their members of the region. Yeah. That's one of the key qualities I saw in all the chapters.
That it's more like, oh, they put on my resume, it's for me.
Just a resume. I just want my position on my resume, so that way I can impress people at the national conference.
Yeah.
But really, I should be helping my people. That's because they elected me as such a position because they know I can lead this position.
Mhm.
And that should be the whole point of RLDC.
Yeah, I think that ties
Yeah.
to getting the big picture, because I know, at least for my region, from my chapter, most people are not fully aware of like the mission and what SHIP really does, and that's why they don't engage as much as doing like help the members but themselves. And I'm pretty sure if we are able to show them, okay, we're really embracing like Hispanic community and helping them throughout their careers, they would have that ownership and do it because they want to help instead of doing it by themselves. Yeah, and I think most people don't run for those positions because they're not fully aware. I think in my chapter, most people, because the RSR for this region is for my chapter. He's actually my best friend, Ed. Manuel, yeah. So most people didn't even know. Like, I'm an RSR. It's like, what? Like, no, RSR. How can you guys not know? So I think creating that awareness and having this type of conferences and getting involved in more the national level and seeing other chapters and seeing how SHIP really works, I think that would help for more people to get involved in those national like positions.
Okay.
I think it's mainly because like when you get all the members involved in activities with SHIP, like they go and help and do and get the job done, but they're not aware of the impact that they're doing. Like they're working consciously, like when I get people together in my chapter and I say, okay, we're gonna do an activity for kindergarten kids and we're gonna bring them prizes, they're gonna compete and do kind of like engineering and stuff. And lots of people come to help, but they don't really see, the big picture of the impact that they're changing the lives of these kids. They just come because, we're all friends and we find it cool to be in SHIP and help, but they don't see it, the big picture they don't see.
It is, and I think it's human nature sometimes to just kind of be like short-sighted. And I am very happy that we're having this conversation. Like really, like it brings me a lot of joy to know that you guys find this, because this is something like, because I ask myself, like, okay, why did I always just have my loyalty to SHIP CSUN? Like why was I just, it's just about SHIP, and I would wear my SHIP shirt with my SHIP colors and everything. And it's great, and it's fun. Because what you guys are talking about, it's the biggest issue we have at SHIP National. We have like 6,000 or 8,000 students, but we have like 1,000 or 2,000 professionals or 3,000. And we graduate, so many of you, but yet you guys don't become professionals. And there's two perceptions, I believe, this is my opinion, not SHIP Nationals. I have to make that distinction. That it's one, because of loyalty to the chapters. You feel once you graduate, you're not really in SHIP anymore, or SHIP CSUN, or whatever you are. So your loyalty stops there. And you'll hang out with the people that you graduated with, but that's it. And the second thing is that you don't think SHIP has anything to offer you as a professional. And so the RLDC is a great place to kind of bring all of that together. And it's a great stepping stone because RLDC feed into NELA, and NELA feeds into the SHIP conference. That's the order. That's why we put it in that calendar year the way we did it. Because you introduce or you prepare and you transition at the RLDC.